Test, test. 1, 2, 3, test. Test. 1, 2, 3, test. Test. 1, 2, 3, test. Alrighty, so we are streaming. Don't know if I should give it a few minutes here to see if we get any viewers here. But today we're going to be working on a couple of consoles we're going to be repairing. I've got a digital Xbox One S white, which is this one. This is the digital version. And I also have a regular Xbox One S as well. I don't know what the issues or what the problems are with these, but we are going to be repairing these live today. And we'll see how it goes. You know, if we get plenty of viewers, I'll do this even more in the future. Of course, it'll depend on how this live actually goes. I'm actually trying to see right now if we get any viewers in here. So far, I see a total of 5. Do see that there's 5 of y'all right now. But yeah. Okay, I'm just listening to my sound real quick. We're listening to my sound to see if there's any latency at all whatsoever. I don't see any latency at all. Well, there is latency, but I mean like lagging. So far, so good. The stream is actually good. I don't see, yeah, well, yeah, there is actually lagging. A tad bit of lagging. But okay, so today we're going to be working on this Xbox One digital version S. I don't know what the problem is with this Xbox One S. This console, I did end up buying it here locally from a person off of OfferUp. And I don't remember exactly. This has been about almost 2-3 weeks ago now. I don't know what they stated the issue was with this console, so let's see what type of symptoms we actually find on this console here. So what we're going to do is just plug in the power cable, HDMI cable, of course. Let me look at the HDMI port real quick. HDMI port actually does not look bad at all. So I don't know if the problem is actually going to be the HDMI port. Okay, we've got the HDMI cable plugged in, power cable plugged in. Okay, we do see a white light here, and I know you probably can't see that, but there is a white light there. I do hear the fan going. Let's see if we see anything on the display at all. I just turned on the TV, and let's go ahead and swap over to my capture card. Just making sure that it was on. Trying to see if we see anything on here. Okay, no display. So it looked like this console actually turns on, but there's no display at all on this console. Alrighty, well, that being said, we do need to go ahead and, of course, take the console apart and diagnose to see what could be the cause. More than likely, oh, it just turned off. So the issue could possibly be the actual hard drive. The issue could possibly be the hard drive. I was going to say it's probably the retimer chip, but it turned off on its own. So more than likely, the problem is probably going to be the actual hard drive. Let's go ahead and get this taken apart. And we're going to test the hard drive. See if, in fact, the issue is the hard drive. If not, the issue is probably going to be the retimer chip. Normally, what I like to do whenever I have, especially one that has never been open, like this console has never been open, I like to heat up the warranty sticker. Because I tend to put it back. Of course, everybody does their own thing. Some people don't do that. Some people just tear it off and don't put it back. I personally, especially if I'm going to sell this console, I'm going to warm up the actual warranty sticker just enough to be able to remove it. And then, of course, afterwards, I'll put a little bit of glue behind it to put it back if it doesn't stick afterwards. I don't put the heat right on it. I try to do it from the top just to warm it up. I'm not looking to burn the actual sticker, just to melt the adhesive behind it. It's tearing off, so let's heat it up a little bit more. Uh-oh. I just melted a little bit. Well, it looks like I'm not going to be able to put this one back. We'll put it to the side. We'll see afterwards. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get this open real quick. So normally what I like to do whenever I open these up, of course, I like to go ahead and lift this up. While doing so, I've got my little prying tool here. And then push it outwards. Now this thing is over it, so we should be able to get this opened without actually breaking the plastic part here. Okay, we got that side. Let's go ahead and get this side over here. Okay, this side does not want to cooperate. Let's make sure we got the tool in there properly. There we go. There we go. Same thing over here. There we go. We got it taken apart. Let me go ahead and share real quick. I'm going to share my stream real quick over to my social media platforms. Oh, sorry, I gotta use this other phone. Alrighty, just went ahead and shared this real quick. I don't know if I do see that we've got some viewers. I don't, but no one's in the chat, so decided to go ahead and get this shared real quick. Alrighty, we've shared it. It's good enough. I'm not going to spend any more time doing that. Let's go ahead and proceed with this repair. So we've taken, of course, the bottom part of this of this console repair. I do like to clean as we go, but this console does not seem to be very, very, very dirty at all. So we're just going to leave it as this. Now, what we need to do is, of course, take off the green screws. These green screws are going to be T8s. Or, no, actually, my apologies, T9s. So we're going to go ahead and use our T9 torque. Now, I do use an electric screwdriver. It's a Milwaukee screwdriver. Alright, let's go ahead and take the screws off. My apologies if this is too loud for you guys. Alrighty. Put those over to the side real quick. Might as well go ahead and take these other screws off as well. The reason why we're taking these off, of course, because we are going to have to take the board out. Actually, right now we're just going to test the hard drive. And then right after we test the actual hard drive, if that's not the case, we'll check the HDMI port. And if it's not the HDMI port, then at that particular time, we will start replacing the retimer chip if we get to that, of course. So these right here are going to be T8s, the greens and the silver screws, which are these over here, are T9s for this specific console. And this is the Xbox One S. Now this is a digital version, so it will not have an optical drive. Alrighty, let's go ahead and turn this console around, or turn it upside down. And then normally what I like to do to take this top up, I'll just lift the sides. And this should come off. There we go. Now you can see this is actually dirty. There is dust there. We are going to clean this before we fully put it on. There is dust here as well. Now, because this is a digital version and it does not have an optical drive, this one does have this plate here where normally the optical drive would be. So we're going to go ahead and and we're not going to remove these. We're only going to remove these two to be able to lift, of course, this up. Okay, got those two. Might as well go ahead and take the power board, power sync button, and board off of here. Alrighty, got those 4 screws out. We can go ahead and then just lift this up. And then we're going to do the same thing with the Wi-Fi card. Alrighty, Wi-Fi card out. And let's go ahead and lift this up. It's not as dirty as I would expect it to be. Alrighty, so now we are basically almost towards the motherboard section, but we do have the hard drive right over here. So before we take anything else apart, we're going to go ahead and test this hard drive, of course, to see if the issue is the hard drive itself, or maybe it is the retimer chip, or possibly the HDMI port, but we will find out here shortly. Sure why, but this wire did not want to come out. There is 4 wires. Okay, cool. All right, let's go ahead and get this out of here real quick. I'm just going to use my regular, instead of using my electric screwdriver for that one, I'll use the regular screwdriver. And I'm only doing this to be able to take, of course, the hard drive out of the caddy, to be able to test it. Alrighty, we got the hard drive out. And let's test this. This is a 1 terabyte. Unfortunately, I don't have any more 1 terabyte hard drives right now at the moment. I am going to have to place an order for these. These normally go for about $40, $40. The 1 terabytes. 1 terabyte SSD, and this is a 2.5 millimeter hard drives, of course. So let me go ahead and put this in the caddy real quick. Okay, we've got it in the caddy. Let me go ahead and switch over to the screen. Oh, we're lagging now. We were lagging. Switching over to the caddy where, not the caddy, the screen where we're going to be able to see the status of this actual hard drive. There we go. Alright, I haven't turned on the caddy yet. Let me go ahead and turn it on now. And we'll see what the status of this hard drive is. It's got all question marks. It's not good. Now that's a Seagate though. This is showing an ASMT. Huh. Alright, so I believe the issue is probably going to be the actual hard drive, because it's not giving me any details at all whatsoever regards to the hard drive itself. It also did shut off. It shut off on its own. So, I'm going to go ahead and grab the hard drive real quick. We're going to use a 500 gig hard drive. Of course, that it's a 1 terabyte, but I don't have any 1 terabytes. I'm going to use a Toshiba. I'll go ahead and switch over. Got a Toshiba 500 gig 2.5 hard drive, and this is what we're going to use. Kind of like the Xbox Series S that comes with a 500 gig. We're going to add a 500 gig to this one instead of a 1 terabyte. So what we're going to do is actually format right now this this hard drive. We're going to go ahead and format it with the proper files to it. And then we're going to use an OSU1 thumb drive, which is right over here. And then configure it to this Xbox. Alrighty, so I just put in the hard drive into the caddy. Let's go ahead and swap over. This is what it's supposed to show like. Okay, we got it into the caddy. Let's go ahead and normally what I like to do is, of course, we have to go into manage, and we create a partition for this, for the hard drive. So I'll go into manage, computer management, not right click, we just click on that. It should allow us to go ahead and create a, to initialize the disk, the hard drive, which is right there. Nothing's allocated, so we're just going to create a simple volume right now. We're going to leave it as everything to default for now. There we go. Now we have to partition this hard drive properly. Let me go ahead and get this closed out real quick. To partition this, I use a script to partition it. Other people have other ways of actually partitioning the hard drive. There is various folders that need to be created to format the actual hard drive itself. But before you actually create the folders, or before you move the files over, the OSU1 files, you have to basically format or partition the actual hard drive. So I use a script. I have the actual script itself actually saved in my C drive or C folder, or C drive directory. And of course I do have instructions, which I'll go ahead and put these instructions right there. I'm not sure if you guys can actually see that. These are the instructions I actually use. Command prompt, of course, and I go ahead and go into this directory. I do have two different files for it because I had to modify the actual script itself. So I have it saved on multiple directories. This directory here we can ignore. That's where I have the original file without it being modified. So I'm going to use this for a script here, which I've already copied. And actually, I did not do this properly because I need to change directory. So cd space, we need to change directory to that because that's where the file lives, where I need the script to run to be able to basically configure, or how do I put this, create the proper partitions for the hard drive, 500 gig hard drive. It's going to run the script. It's going to review basically the letters of the available letters currently, drive letters available. Press any key, and we do have the hard drive, but it does not work. It's not readable at all. So we're going to do A, replace upgrade without working original drive. So we're going to select A for this. Okay, and this is a 500 gig hard drive. So we're going to select option number 2. That is the hard drive, so we're going to select yes. And it is a 500 gig, so it's only going to have 364 gigs available because the rest of that storage is basically used for the you could say, like, for example, the OS system, the Xbox OS system, operating system that it runs on. So we're going to select A for 500 gig standard. And this will create basically the partition for me automatically without me having to manually create the partitions. Basically, it's the system update folders, the structure of the folders and all that. It'll create that for me automatically. The temp content and all that. It basically creates everything for me. So it's doing that as we speak right now. Now, while doing so, you are going to get several pop-ups on your screen whenever you're running the script. You never want to format the the drive, you just cancel out of that, all that, the pop-ups that come up when running the actual script itself. Okay. It's still creating the folders and the proper partitions for me. Alrighty, it looks like it finished running. Just finished now. We're gonna go ahead and get that minimized as well as this. Now, once that's done, you need to basically go into your Drive X, which is a system update folder. And this is where you have to create the folders A and folders B. And what I'm going to do, and I'm going to move this over to the side real quick. I do have the OSU1 files. I downloaded these, I would say, at the beginning of October, so I don't know if there's been a recent update. Maybe there has been a recent update. But I'm going to use the files I have, which I downloaded October 10th, actually. Now, I already have the files already copied over with the structure that I need them to be here. So instead of me creating the actual folders the way that I did, I'm just going to go ahead and copy these and paste them right on here. And we're going to wait for this to finish. Once it finishes, then I'll use my OSU1 thumb drive, put the hard drive in here into this console, and then we'll see if it'll update right afterwards. Of course, this is live, so there's no way of actually speeding this process up. If I do have any viewers out there, if you have any questions, just feel free to ask down in the chat section, and I can certainly try to respond to any questions that you may have if I have the answer to it. Okay, it shouldn't take that long, but it will. It's basically moving over 15 gigs of data over to the hard drive. So one of the files I am gonna delete and update. It's gonna be the basically the booting. What is it called? The boot animation. I am gonna have to move the proper boot animation onto the folder as well. Which the boot animation it is for an Xbox One S. Just this one. Might as well go ahead and copy this over real quick and have it ready. Okay, files are still being copied over. Looks like we have about a minute left, a minute and 30 seconds or so. We're almost done. If this doesn't work, then I'm gonna have to download the most recent updated OSU1 files from the Xbox One site and use those files instead, the newer ones. I believe that there was an update because I recently did turn on my Xbox One X and it did request an update to be done. So I believe that there is updated files for Xbox, but I'm still gonna try to use these older ones and see what happens. I may end up getting an 102 or 106 error code that will probably populate. That normally entails that that I'm using older files and yeah. But we're gonna try using these and just see what happens. You know, it doesn't hurt to try. Okay, we got about 10 or so seconds left. Come on, come on. There we go. Alrighty, so now I've already got the boot animation file copied over. It is here as well, but I'm going to delete that one. I don't know why, but during the initial transfer, that file tends to get corrupted per se. So I normally like to go in here, delete it, and update it. Alrighty, so we've got basically we've got the proper partition for this hard drive, and I'll show you real quick the partition, the way it looks. It creates all these partitions here. We've got the files moved over to the system update directory or drive letter. Let's go ahead and eject the hard drive, and then let's install that hard drive onto the console and see what it does. All right, I have here the hard drive now. I'm not going to put it in the caddy just yet, just in case we need to take it out again. We're just going to put it in here, and let's put it in the console. We're just going to leave it just like that for now. Let's put the Wi-Fi card, just in case it does require an update. And of course the power board, or the power module, however you want to call it. And we do need the OSU1 files in there as well. I am going to need a controller as well. Let me give me a second. I'm going to grab a charging wire here. Okay, there we go. It's not necessarily the charging wire I need. It's more so to be able to use the controller on the console. There we go. Alrighty, and now let's go ahead and plug the power cable in and the HDMI. Okay, so we've got a newly formatted hard drive. We're going to see if this, in fact, is the issue. Let's go ahead and turn on the screen here. And we're going to change over to test bench, because that's where it's going to be, which is why we're seeing a black screen. Let's turn this on. I could do the whole power button and eject button, power button, eject button, sync button all together, 3 at a time, to see if maybe that'll work. But there we go. We got an Xbox logo here. So the issue definitely was the hard drive. So what we're going to do right now is actually just go to Troubleshoot, offline update, and it's going to update based off of the OSU1 files. Let's see if it'll actually update though. The possibility that it won't, because I may have older files, older OSU1 files. I don't see that the thumb drive is actually being read. This may fail. This here may fail. Normally, my thumb drive would be blinking a whole lot faster if it was actually reading off of it. But in this case, it's not doing that. All right, let me turn this off real quick. Turn it off. Plug it back in. Now we're going to press the power. We're going to press the eject button. Sync button. I didn't do it properly. Turn this off again. Okay, press eject button. Come on. Okay, eject button, sync button's on. And then we're going to press and hold the power button until we hear the second beep. Come on, second beep. There we go. And now we release. Well, it takes us to the same screen that we were on already. Let's see if it'll read off of the thumb drive here. There we go. It is reading off of the thumb drive now. Now this process can take quite a bit. Fortunately, there's not a way forward in this process since it's live, but it's shut down. Okay, no, it didn't shut down. It just blinked. All right, we're gonna wait for this to finish, of course. Yeah, wish I had a little bit more views so I can have some people to actually interact with. If I do have anyone out there, maybe y'all could do me the favor of actually sharing this with somebody. I know that I'm newly starting to stream here. I would love to stream more, but my community is barely growing for my repair content. So, yeah. Looks like the files were copied over already. Hopefully it'll, since this is not a console that actually has an optical drive, it shouldn't have issues. Proceeding, of course. Let's put this there. This was actually a very easy, simple fix. It wasn't that difficult to fix at all. We knew that it was going to be the hard drive because when we had it on earlier, it actually shut off on its own. When it does that, sometimes that's a sign that you have a bad hard drive, which is why I didn't proceed to take the rest of the hardware off of here. Even though I will take it off though to just clean it, dust it out completely, especially the fan section. I do see dust here. Definitely the chassis and the top shell. We are gonna dust it off, clean it out. Use my brush and shop vac. Want to make sure that we're selling something that's gonna last customer very long time. So I am gonna take it out completely. Put some new thermal paste on it as well. And yeah, I just cleaned it out. I do see that it does have quite a bit of dust underneath there as well. We're just going to wait for this update process to complete though before we do that. Oh man. Come on. Alrighty, we're gonna let this finish real quick. Updating. I'll be right back. I have to go get me a water bottle real quick, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. So it looks like it did pass already the step 3. The normally where it gets stuck is at 62% in step 3, so it did pass that validation process, and it continued, so it should complete here shortly. Okay, come on. We're at 90% or 75% total. Come on. I'm waiting for this to finish. 94%. Okay, there we go. Got an actual screen now. Something went wrong. What went wrong? Oh, I don't want to add a profile. I just want to log in. Okay, cool. So yeah, we got a screen now. So this console, as it sits now, is actually completely taken care of. Let's go ahead and remove this OSU1 thumb drive off of there. I just dropped it though. All right, we got it taken care of. Let's go ahead and shut the console off real quick, and let's go ahead and clean it out completely, and then we'll put it back together, and then we'll start with the second console to get repaired. I don't know. May end up having to do 3 of them if I get them taken care of this quick. We're gonna put this back to the caddy. And let's use our regular screwdriver. Now, this console is already taken care of. It is fixed. We're just going to take it apart right now, fully apart, or the remainder apart, for the sole purpose of getting it cleaned up real quick. So I'm going to put this to the side. Let me grab my shop vac here. Now you may hear a loud sound. And for that, I'm actually going to mute the microphone. That way you don't hear a very loud sound while I'm doing this. Alrighty, we've got that taken care of. Let's completely take the rest of it out. Let me take the power supply out first, though. I did take out, oh, of course I'm going to be able to because I still have the HDMI cable plugged in and the power cable. I keep forgetting to take things off of this board. The reason why I'm taking it off completely right now is because I need to change the thermal paste just to make sure that it will have the right amount of thermal paste on the actual APU. There's still a little bit of dust left there. And this thermal paste is completely dry, so I'm glad I actually decided to open it up. Let's use shop vac on here as well. Alrighty, we've got the board completely cleaned up. Let's just go ahead and start putting this back together now, fully. Oh, I almost forgot the most important thing. I almost forgot the most important thing, honestly. Wow. To put the right amount of thermal paste on here. I almost forgot to put the right amount of thermal paste on this console. That would not have been good at all. There we go. Got some thermal paste already on my hand. I dislike when that happens. Alrighty, let's go ahead and start putting this on to the chassis as well. But we're going to clean out the chassis as well, though. Alrighty, so I'm just putting this console together right now. I know that it's been a bit quiet. I haven't seen anyone in the chat section at all, so I just went ahead and just muted myself, honestly, while doing the cleaning. Didn't want to basically have y'all or whomever, because I still see that I do have about 3 viewers right now. Didn't want them to be hearing the shop vac. You know how loud it can be. So, yeah. This console is basically already fixed. You know what? I'm putting this together, and I have no clue if it'll have the actual boot, the boot animation on. Sometimes it tends to get corrupted during the installation. So let me see if it actually has the boot animation on this console. If it doesn't, I'm gonna have to take the hard drive out again. Which I'll have to take these 2 screws out over here. Let's go ahead and turn this thing on over here. Let's see if it'll have the boot animation. It should. We just need to make sure. I do not see a boot animation at all. Nope, no boot animation. So I'm going to have to take the hard drive out again. Still don't see anything. Make sure I'm in the right one. I am. There it is. There's no boot animation though. We want to see the boot animation, so we're going to shut this off real quick. I am going to put the hard drive once again and my PC. During the installation process, I don't know why, but the boot animation file tends to get corrupted. It can be fixed if there is an update that it's done systematically, meaning within the actual console itself, not manual, the way I did it with the OSU 1 thumb drive. So right now what I'm doing is actually just taking the hard drive out of here again. And we're going to put this into my caddy real quick. And delete the boot animation file and put it back on here. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Okay. So we're going to go to System Update X, and then we're going to open my boot animation folder where I keep the file, the original file. It's an Xbox One S, so we're going to copy this one. And once again, go in here, paste. Same thing here, paste. Somehow that file was not even in there. Okay. Alrighty. Let's eject. And let's put this hard drive back in here. Alright, I'm going to turn it on before I put it fully together again. Let's see. Got the hard drive in there, power cable, and HDMI. Let's turn it on. Let's see what happens. Oh, I don't have it on the right one. There we go. That's the boot animation file I was referring to. All right, so it's there now. Let's go ahead and put this back together. Alrighty, so let's put this back together properly now. Sorry about that. I had to take a little detour of checking the boot animation again, because for some reason it does tend to get corrupted, or the file gets deleted during the installation process when doing it manually with the OSU1 files. Why that happens, I don't know. I've yet to understand why that happens, but I'm glad that we were able to. This looks to be loose. I'm glad that we were able to check before completely putting it together, because having it put together completely and then taking it apart would not have been a good idea, or not necessarily a good idea. Ooh, excuse me. Okay, we're having to get this on here now. Come on. Are you gonna cooperate? There we go. Believe we got it now. Do I? Probably not. There we go. Whew. Make sure I got this set to the lowest, which I did not. The lowest torque. I had it to the highest torque. Wow. I would have definitely broken this Wi-Fi card. Come on. Alrighty. Now you put the top shell on, but before we do that, of course, we got to clean this up real quick. So I'm going to place here on brief mute. And let me use my shop vac to get this cleaned up. All right, so we've got everything basically put back together now. So we're just putting the bottom case now, and we're going to test, of course, right afterwards to make sure that everything still functions. It should. Yeah. We should not have any issues with this console anymore. All right, let's go ahead and plug in the HDMI cable in. Power cord. Press the power button. You got a beep. It's turning on. And let's see if this will work. We should see a splash screen. There we go. That is the splash screen we're supposed to be seeing. We did put new thermal. We cleaned it out. Of course, we replaced the hard drive. This console, it's good to go. This console, though, did come with a control, power cable, and HDMI cable as well. So it came with everything. I am going to have to clean this controller out as well. Also test it, make sure that there's no drifts on it. Other than that, I will be selling this console, of course, over on my local offer up page, Facebook Marketplace as well. I don't offer shipping. That's because it cuts into the profits, of course. A lot of people expect to get free shipping, and I unfortunately do not do that. Come on. There we go. Sign in, and there we go. Let's check here. We're going to check storage real quick. Of course, it should be 500 or 364 gigs available, free space. There we go. Yeah, everything's going to work on this console. Other than that, that's it for this console. Let's go ahead and go on to the next. Let's turn this console off. And I don't know what's wrong with the other console either. Maybe it'll require a little bit more work than this one here. Let's put this warranty sticker back on here. All right, warranty sticker's back on there. That console's done. Let's go ahead and get this other one. This console only came with the console. Nothing else came with it that I'm aware of. Yeah, I don't see nothing else in here. No, just the box and the console. This one, it looks like someone did attempt to open it already, and they actually messed up the bottom portion of the case. I don't know what the symptoms are with this console either. So let's go ahead and plug in a HDMI. Looks like the HDMI port may be broken on this one. It does not look healthy at all. Let me show you real quick. Let me remove this. This HDMI port. See where you see here at the bottom. See this HDMI port right over here. It's together. This one here is actually right there. Is actually like split open. The port itself, though. The port itself does not look bad. Just the HDMI port doesn't look healthy at all. Okay, let's zoom back out and let's see what we get. What type of symptoms? I think it's gonna be the HDMI port, but we'll see right now. Though we'll see if it turns on. It is turning on as well. See that? It is showing it there. It's actually on right now. Do we have a display? No display. I'm wiggling the HDMI port. There's no display on this one. Alrighty, let's go ahead and turn it off. Let's get this console opened. This one is the optical drive version, so it does have an optical drive. We're going to test the hard drive as well, just to make sure that for any reason it didn't go bad. Where's my prying tool besides this one? I got another one. Here it is. Okay, I like to use this prying tool because it's got this little, it actually bends. I don't know if you can actually see that, but it's got this little bent on it. I like using this tool. There we go. And once I do the first snap, it becomes easier to remove. Okay, let's turn it around the other way. Let's remove this screen off of here. And let's open it. I can see right here that it actually did fall. It's got, this case here, it's got a bent there, and a bent here. So this console was definitely dropped. Alrighty. Same process. Remove the screws. Alrighty, so I'm going to do the same process with this console here as well. I'm going to go ahead and take out this hard drive real quick. We're going to test it as well before we actually proceed. This console did turn on. It didn't shut off on its own. So I don't believe the issue is going to be the hard drive, but we're going to test it before we proceed to taking anything else out on this console. Because you never know. It's happened to me before where it doesn't shut off, but the issue still turns out to be the actual hard drive itself. So normally what I tend to do with these type of no display type of consoles, first thing I tend to do, and that is for both PlayStation and or Xbox, I tend to test the hard drive, because I would say probably, not necessarily 9 times out of 10, but I would say probably about 60% of the no display issues, actually that's a little bit too high. I would say probably about 55% of the no display issues tend to be the hard drive, it went out, or the for the Xbox consoles, it would be the retimer chip or the actual HDMI port itself. Now, like I said, I don't believe the issue is going to be the hard drive though for this console, because it didn't shut off on its own. But we're about to validate right now though. We will validate right now. Let's go ahead and get to my desktop real quick. Let's see what it shows us. Okay, I'm waiting for this app to actually launch. The app itself is actually lagging or not launching at all. Okay, why isn't it? Oh, there it is. It's already open. Let me end task real quick. There you go. I just ended task, so it should close completely. Okay, let's try opening it again. I see it, but I don't see it on my screen. What's going on? This app does not want to launch. There it is. Nope, that's not it. That is not it. Am I having issues with my stream? I don't know. I don't believe so. Come on. Okay, let me look at my task manager real quick. Not sure why, but it's just not. It isn't. Well, it was open. I just closed it out. Let's launch it again. Let's see if it'll actually open this time. It isn't. I have never had issues with this app. I don't know why I'm having issues with it now. Well, the only other way to find out if in fact it's going to be, if the issue is going to be here, we wouldn't see the hard drive on here. Let's see if we see it though. I see temp content. That's it. Maybe it is the hard drive. Again, let me close. I'm going to turn off the hard drive. Yeah, I think the issue is probably going to be the hard drive again. As soon as I close the hard drive, the app launched. Let me turn on the caddy again. Let's see what it does. Will the hard drive appear here? I don't know. We'll see. It may not appear. If it doesn't appear, that means the hard drive is bad. Maybe another hard drive issue. Looks like it's probably going to be. I got another hard drive here. It's 500 gig. Yep, it just went blank. So the issue, by the looks of it, it is going to be the hard drive. Once again, I was not expecting that. I thought the issue was going to possibly be the HDMI, but it did not turn out to be that way. Gotta tell you, this Seagate hard drives, they tend to go out quite a bit. That's normally what they come with on the Xbox consoles. Alright, so I put it in Toshiba. Another 500 gig. I'm going to go ahead and format it. I know you guys have probably already seen this. I don't know if I should continue streaming because it's actually the same thing over again. I'm going to minimize this. Run administrator, yes. All right, so before I do that though, I do need to format the hard drive, or initialize it, not format, but initialize it. So we're going to initialize the new hard drive. Of course, we go to computer management, and we should be able to initialize it here. New volume, and we're going to leave it as is. Now once that's done, we'll close out of that. And now we'll go ahead and run the script. Oh, I thought we were gonna have like two different type of issues, but was not expecting this, of course, for both of them to be a hard drive issue. Who knows? This console may have other issues, other underlying issues, but we won't know until we get the first issue taken care of, which is the hard drive. And it is a 500 gig, or it's a disk 2 actually, which is the 500 gig. And yes, that is the correct one. 500 gigs, so it'll be A. All right, let's go ahead and just let that process complete. Well, that's doing that. I'm going to go ahead and clean this console out. I'm going to place y'all just on mute while I'm doing so. All right, process finished from creating the actual files now. Let's get to the folder and actually copy the files over to our system update X drive folder, or X drive. All right, this is our X drive here. And let's go ahead and get our files now. What? What just happened? Oh, okay. Copy and paste. Yes, I'm looking at the camera's blocking my view from being able to see. So, all right, we're gonna let that run. It's gonna take a few minutes. While doing so, I'm gonna continue cleaning this console, adding some thermal paste, we're gonna check the HDMI port as well right now. So while doing so, I'm gonna place y'all on mute because, of course, don't want y'all hearing the shop vac while I'm cleaning. Alrighty, so we've got the console cleaned. Let's see, the files are there now. I'm not even going to put the boot main or the boot animation on there right now, because during the installation process it'll probably be deleted. But before we actually put this hard drive on here, I do want to check this HDMI port. This HDMI port, I don't know if you guys can actually see that. Oh, it froze. This camera actually froze on me. My main camera froze. That's not good. Why did my main camera freeze? That's not good. Let's see if we can get it up and going without having to restart. Yeah, my main camera just it gave out. There it is. I see it now. There we go. We're back on. Not sure why I did that. Yeah, I'm not sure. All right, so this HDMI port here. Now let me go ahead and zoom in real quick. Let me remove this off the screen. Not that. This off the screen. If you look closely here, come on. Hopefully it, let me move to manual focus. Okay, there we go. So you can see this is an HDMI port. This is an input HDMI port. This is an output HDMI port. This HDMI port here, it looks to be bent right there. Let me try something real quick. I don't know if I squeeze it a little bit. If it will correct or fix itself. Let me go ahead and zoom back out, and then go back to autofocus. All right, so I went ahead and squeezed it together. It looks like it actually did fix itself. Let me see how it feels in here when putting in the HDMI port. Yeah, that feels loose, so I know for a fact that that's not going to work. So we're going to go ahead and also replace the HDMI port right now, actually. Let me go ahead and move this stuff out of the way, though, while doing so. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get set up to get this HDMI port replaced right here. Making sure my seat's good. Awesome. Let's go ahead and switch over to the scope. There we go. Alright, so first things first, what I need to do, of course, is add, well, first, of course, get my fume extractor. That's the most important piece, most important tool you gotta have, honestly. I know a lot of people say you need to invest into a very good one. They are pretty costly. I will definitely invest into a fume extractor, really good one. For now, I'm using one from Amazon. I spent, I don't know, I think it was like 40, 30 bucks. It's a Kotto one. Kotto. I do have the link in the description below as well if you're looking to get something like this. For now, it's working. Eventually, I am, especially now that I'm doing several jobs at a time, I need to get that replaced and buy more of a commercial one. Alright, I'm turning on my hot iron as well as my hot air stations right now. My hot iron's going to be set at 800 degrees Fahrenheit. I am in the US, we use Fahrenheit. For my hot air station, it's a 770 degrees Fahrenheit. So first things first, I did put some flux there. And then I'm going to use my low melt solder, if I can find it. There it is. Use low melt solder and basically use some low melt solder to this HDMI port. Fuse it with the low melt solder, regular leaded free solder that's already on the port, with the low melt solder that I'm using, which the low melt solder, by the way, I do buy this also off of Amazon. It is an SMD alloy fast chip quick or chip wick or chip quick. I'm not even sure exactly how it goes, but I do buy it off of Amazon, and I do have in my other videos have this as well linked in the description below as well. And the only reason why I mention it is because I used to buy it off of a website, which was I think $10 for it, and it wasn't a lot. I get about 4.5 feet from Amazon, which can last me a couple of months. I'm looking for my flux real quick. It lasts me for a couple of months. Even longer, actually. I think I've had it for about 3 months, 4.5 feet. So, yeah, I'll just stick with Amazon because it lasts me quite a while, and it works as designed as well. So right now, what I'm doing, and like I said, I mentioned before, I am fusing the low melt solder with the leaded free solder that's on the board right now. And I'm doing that so that when I heat up this board, it will be a whole lot easier to remove this port. Definitely make sure we put quite a bit of it on the actual pads themselves. You don't want to have any torn pads at all whatsoever. So make sure that the pads themselves, you got plenty in there. Alright, let's turn the board around and let's put some on the ground holes as well to make sure that we have plenty of low melt on the ground holes. Alrighty, let's put some flux. And we're going to put some low melt solder once again. Here I'm just making sure that the low melt solder is going to fuse properly with the legs. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and start heating up this board. I am going to put a little bit of space here because I want to be able to pull on the HDMI port. Right there. And I'm going to use just my regular, I forgot what these are called. I forgot what they're called. Not tweezers, but, oh man, why is my mind going blank? Yeah, alright, let's go ahead and remove this the HDMI port real quick. We're going to start once again by airflow. It's going to be the highest airflow there is, which is 120, with 770 being the heat. Of course, the boards for the Xbox One X, they are pretty thick, so I am starting from pretty high, where the nozzle is at. It's pretty high. It's a pretty good distance to heat up the board, and then I'll get closer to the ground legs to remove this HDMI port. Okay, now I'm getting closer. Went ahead and moved the fume extractor back a little bit. That way it gives me enough room to be able to pull on the HDMI port here. There we go. HDMI port is out, right there. Let's go ahead and clean the ground legs real quick, the ground holes. To do that, of course, we'll put some more flux. When this flux is cold, it takes a lot to press on it and get some of it out. Okay, using my hot iron. Once again, it's 800 degrees. And let's soak up this low melt solder that we put on here, basically. Alrighty, let's go ahead and clean out that burnt flux. Looks like some of that flux actually dried up, so let's heat it up real quick so that we can remove it. Alrighty, let's go ahead and clean the top. Or, I say the top, but it's more, yeah, the top. Where the pads are at. There's already flux there, so we're going to use a flux that's there now to clean the low melt solder that's on here. Alrighty. Now let's go ahead and clean the brunt flat flux that's on there as well. I'm going to have to put a little bit of heat on here. Awesome. I like it when a job like this actually goes pretty smooth. Let's go ahead and grab the new HDMI port. It is for an Xbox One S, so... Where's that? Here it is. We got the port here for the Xbox One S. Go ahead and just seat it on here real quick. Oh man, that fits just like a glove. Love it. I love it. Let's add some flux to this. We're gonna head and tack down the pins with the pads. Check down the pins with the pads so that when I do the ground holes, we are going to see some bridges right now, which is fine. I'll come back and get those cleaned up right now. Okay. Just turn the board around. And let's do the ground legs with the ground holes with the ground legs. Okay. Once again, flux. Alright, let's add our solder to the legs. Now I do this back and forth movement because I want the solder to go towards the very, very bottom, or however you want to see it, to the top of the HDMI port. Alright, so I'm going to use a little new tactic here. I'm going to heat up one side first. I want the solder to go to the very, 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 very bottom. Alright, let's add a little bit more flux to this. And a little bit more solder. There we go. Let's go ahead and clean the ground legs here at the bottom. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get the pins corrected. We need to have several bridges on the actual pins themselves. We added some flux just to make sure we get all the excess solder out completely. And I do the back and forth movement to be able to get the solder out. And what I do is I clean my tip right afterwards to remove the solder off of my tip and do it again until we have just the right amount of solder on here. I could use wick, which I may end up having to do. Well, we've got it now. I'm zooming in, and I know for you guys, you actually see a lot of glare. Perfect. Let me go ahead and get this cleaned out. Alright, let me heat it up just to make sure that if there is any flux there, it comes out. Alrighty, we've got the HDMI port in there properly. Let's go ahead and do the tug test just to make sure that all the pins are actually soldered in there properly. Alright, they are. Now let's use a multimeter. We do have a multimeter. We're going to set it to continuity mode, diode mode, just to make sure that we don't have any bridges between the actual pins. Okay. Let's just check to see if we have any bridge pins. We will hear that. Okay, we don't have any bridges. Let me just make sure. I do see quite a bit of flux though down there in that area. Okay. Alright, everything looks good. Let's go ahead and just clean this this properly, and we will put the board together again. Remove all the flux off of here. There we go. Still have a little bit of flux there. There we go. Alright, let's turn off this fume extractor. And let's start putting this board together. Let's add some Alright, let's go ahead and add some thermal paste now here. Right amount of thermal paste. Alrighty, we got the heatsink here. There we go. X clamp. Alrighty, so we did move the files already over to the new 500 gig hard drive. I still did not move the boot logo on there, which is fine. Right now what we're going to do is actually just put the hard drive on here, get it configured, and then we'll have to take it off again to put the new boot logo on there. The power supply actually has some dust to it. Let me clean that out real quick before I put it on here. Alrighty, let's go ahead and put the power supply on here. There we go. And let's go ahead and inject. Actually, before we do that, let's just make sure and validate that the files did copy over properly. So we're going to go to desktop. And let's just validate real quick. So these are the files here. Yep, they're all there. All right, let's go ahead and inject this hard drive and put it into this console. Now, before we put the hard drive in the caddy, of course, we are going to just put it on here like this. There we go. We're going to get our remote controller. Okay, and then our RSU1 files that's in the thumb drive. Of course, we need our power module, and I'm putting the Wi-Fi as well, just in case. You never know. There you go. We've got everything on. Now we're going to just go ahead and put the power cord. Where's my HDMI? Here it is, my HDMI. Oh, that fits in there like a glove, the way it's supposed to go. And let's switch it over to our test bench. We're going to press and hold the eject sync button. Okay, sync button, eject button. Uh-oh. And now the power button until we hear the second beep. Second beep, we let go. Okay. It should have automatically started on its own with OSU1 files, but I guess it didn't do it automatically. So we're going to have to push it. Let me remove this camera for now so that you guys can actually see the percentage as well. There we go. So I still don't see that it's updating. I don't see the OSU 1 actually. Let me move this back a little bit. Oh. I accidentally messed this up already. Almost. There we go. Finally, it's moving. You see this? It's blinking. Okay. It was just taking its time to read the OSU 1 off the USB drive. So this is updating. While it's updating, of course, I don't know how long this process is going to take. Well, I do know it's going to take probably 20 minutes, maybe less. Hello, for those of you that have actually joined the stream. I see that I've got on my end a switch from 6 to 3, so it looks like I've got 3 viewers. Not sure who you are. Thank you for actually stopping by and watching my my stream. I did a couple of repairs. I did the first repair. That was just the hard drive that was bad. This one may have been just the hard drive, but also the HDMI port did not look healthy at all. And when I would put the HDMI port in there, it would actually wiggle the HDMI port or the HDMI cable. So we went ahead and also got the HDMI port replaced as well. Yeah, right now we're just running the OSU 1 update, manual update on this console. Just to see if it'll completely get us to the main dashboard. And once this is done, that'll be it for this stream. I think I've been going for a little bit over, I don't know, it doesn't tell me, a little bit over an hour and a half maybe, I believe. I'm not sure exactly. I was going to do one other console, but I don't have that many viewers, so I'm just going to do a regular video on that other one. It's a PlayStation, I forgot what anniversary special edition. It's the blue one. PlayStation 4 anniversary edition of some sort that I was going to do. But I was avoiding of doing that one live because that one, it's actually roach infested. So I may just end up doing a regular video where I clean the console out in my garage and then do the repair, of course, here. But for now, we're just waiting for this to continue doing the OSU 1 update, and yeah. All right, so looks like the update itself for some reason failed. Why did it fail? I'm not too sure. Let's restart this Xbox. Why would it fail? It didn't fail on the other one. Is it the update files? And it failed at 75%. Let's start this update process again. I don't know why it failed. I don't know why this process failed. I may end up having to reformat the hard drive again. If it fails again at the 75% mark, yeah, I'm going to redo the hard drive files. Alrighty, I don't know what caused it to fail initially, but it looks like it passed that 75% mark now. So this update should complete now. There we go. Update finally finished. What did it say on there? SanDisk? It said something, SanDisk. Alrighty, we got the update. Let's see what the storage looks like. We did run this twice. It should have 364 gigs of available storage space. Yep, 364. Okay, cool. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do now is actually remove the optical drive from here, put the boot logo files on here, and also we're going to put it together. So, just taking everything else off of here. Okay, put the hard drive back in the caddy. Oh, almost fell. Okay, we have the hard drive in there. We need to go into our X drive. And then we need a copy. You get these prongs out of the way real quick. Boot animation files. Okay, boot animation files. We need to get to Xbox One X. So we're going to copy this one. And of course put that in A. And put it in B. There we go. That should take care of that problem. Let's eject. Once again. Just eject the hard drive. Let's put this on here. And let's put the caddy back on. Oh, one of the screws just fell. Alrighty, now let's go ahead and start putting this console together. Oh, I almost put that on and I have not put the screws back on for the Wi-Fi card and or the power board module cord. So let's put these screws on. Okay. I almost forgot to put this on. Alrighty, so you got this console practically put together. Hopefully I didn't miss nothing because it's basically already put together. And I'd hate have to take it apart again. We did test the initially. I did not test afterwards. So we'll see if this will work the way it's supposed to work. I hate the fact that this is broken, this part over here. But what can we do? Alrighty, let's go ahead and plug it in. HDMI. Power cable. And let's see if this is actually going to work the way it's meant to work. Alrighty, power button. I didn't even check the optical drive to see if it even takes any discs. We're going to test that right now, actually. Alright, we do have the boot logo on. And I'll go ahead and put this Call of Duty one right when it loads. We're going to see if this is actually going to work. Well, it is working. It's turning on now. Before it just didn't have a display at all. Now it does. We got one view. Wow. Awesome. One viewer. Got 483 subscribers with one viewer. One viewer on my live. Man, that's awesome. Alrighty. We're going to skip the sign in. Oh, nope, that's not what I want. Go home, and let's see if it'll read this disk. Okay, takes the disk like a champ. Let's see if it's going to read it. I hear that it's moving in there. Yep, it is going to read it. Something went wrong. What went wrong? Well, yeah, I'm not connected to the internet, okay? So I need to be connected to the internet in order for this thing to load. Okay, let me take this off the screen for now. I'm going to go ahead and log in to my wireless. Okay. Just logged in. We're going to see if it's going to log in for us. Let's see if this controller, it didn't come with this console, but we're going to see if this controller actually works. Okay, it's asking for an update. We're going to go ahead and update this. It is working. I don't know. I don't know how long this update's going to take. I don't know if I should stay on live for this update to complete. I just want to see if the disk is going to be read. It gave me an error message before. I don't know if it's going to be read. It's going faster than normal, so we're going to wait and see if it'll work. Okay, update's already in step 2. Ooh. Come on, come on. This update is definitely taking too long. Alright, let's go ahead and start putting tools up. Since we're done with the repairs, I still have a few more repairs to get done today, but I'm going to do them offline though. I feel like whenever I'm recording, it takes me a bit longer to actually get this repairs done. I thought that maybe because the community was growing, or at least subscriber was, I thought that we would have a lot more viewers than just 2 or 3. I think highest was 6. That wasn't the case. So I'll continue with just building or creating videos, content videos, uploading them until I see that the community has grown even bigger to where it should be beneficial to do a live stream. I do this, of course, not only for the purposes of like an additional stream of income, but also for if anyone has questions and whatnot, they can feel free and ask questions in the chat section, which I had not one single message at all come across. So, yeah. We are at 27%. 27% for step number, well, overall, 32% for step 2. Come on. Come on. Let me turn off this light over here. I feel like this light, it's way too bright. Come on. It's just taking longer than I anticipated, honestly. It's about to get into step 3. It's going to reboot. Alrighty. We're close to halfway on that step 3 mark. Man, I didn't think this was going to take this long for this update, honestly. Having to wait around until it completes. Wow. We need 8% more. Debating if I should do one more console. I've got an Xbox Series X over there that basically needs some EMI filters on them in order for it to work. I don't have any EMI filters, and I don't know which model EMI filters that actually need. So I'm just waiting for me to get another Xbox Series X. That one's actually mine, so Wait for another Xbox Series X so that I can open up and then see what part number the EMI filter actually is, and then see if I can find that part either here locally in the US or possibly from AliExpress, which normally they tend to come from China and they take quite a bit for it to arrive. Yeah. Oh, 99%. Ooh, one more percent. Come on, just finish it. Finish her. There we go. Finally. Okay, is it going to read the game? Let me take out the game again. Put it back in. I just want to know if it's going to read the game. That's all I need to know. I'm not going to play the game, none of that. I just want to know if it's going to read. There we go. That's an Xbox 360 game. It read it. That's all I needed to know. It's updating it, so that's good to go. Other than that, for those of you that actually joined my stream, thank you very much. Of course, I've already done 2 consoles today repairs. I did this Xbox One S, which is the disc version, and I also did this one here, which is a digital version Xbox One S as well. Both basically ended up having same issues of it being the actual hard drive, but this one also had a HDMI port that basically did not look healthy at all. It looked like it was actually loose. When you would put the HDMI port, you can actually wiggle the HDMI cable in there, which you shouldn't be able to just wiggle it freely. Which that can also cause shortages to where it can mess up the actual hard drive itself. So, yeah, we got this console fix. We got this other console fix. I do need to go ahead and get this cleaned up. I will be posting them up on my OfferUp Facebook Marketplace up for sale after I do various testing on them first. So it's going to be about a week or two before they go up there. But, yeah. Thank you very much for actually coming to my channel and actually watching my stream. I am going to try to edit some videos off of this. So if you're watching this YouTube channel or this video itself, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up button on my channel. I'd appreciate it if you did that, as well as hit the subscribe button. And don't forget, hit the notification button as well. That way you actually do get notified every single time I actually upload a video. I did this as a test, the stream as a test to see how many viewers I would actually get. I do see that I've had about 483 or so subscribers, but only about 6 of them actually came to the stream. So I'm going to hold off on actually doing any streams in the future for now until I see that the community has grown a little bit more. I'd like to do a stream where, you know, we have interaction and whatnot with the community. So yeah, other than that, thank you very much. And I'll be seeing y'all on my next video. Not stream, but video. Thanks, guys. Thank you for joining my stream. Peace.